Okay, after a long hiatus, I am actually back. This is Dreadlock121. I have not made a video in quite a few years, at least not a video game video. Anyway, today we are playing a game that has been re-released called World of Warplanes 2.0. I was in the original beta and alpha of the first release, played it for a little while. It got boring. It was way too easy. It was, point at the point, or the kind of reticle, and you aim and you shoot and you hit your target. This one is a lot more familiar to or similar rather to like a Battlefield 2 or a Battlefield play for free type field play style. Anyway, this is the third time I made this tape because I had some problems earlier, but right now I am testing out the Seafang, which is a really awesome premium plane you can buy. This game actually got me with premium $300,000, and without premium it still would have been $200,000 game. Anyway, right now I'm using the Seafang. It has four 20mm Hispano cannons, which are really good at ripping targets to pieces. Right now, in the previous video I had made on this, where my sound wasn't working properly, I explained how the gameplay works and all this. Right now what I'm trying to do is take this base with the help of some other people, and we are trying to get it because if we capture this base we actually can repair our planes if we have a problem. There's some bombers coming in right now, and this is a good example of how good this plane is at kind of ripping certain targets to pieces. The 20mm cannons do a pretty good job on most targets, and on these AI controlled bombers they do a really good job. They'll cut straight through them, but don't expect to get them in one pass necessarily, and do not stick around too long if you do run into a formation like that, or you will get torn by their defensive guns. As you can see, I almost went down, geez, probably almost a half. So anyway, pull back a little bit and shoot them from range. You can hit them with from range with 20mm cannons. Anyway, the game is really good. They have really improved. It is very, very fun to play. I am using a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro because I prefer to play flight sims, and even though this is kind of arcadey, with joystick, and I have a lot better control than what I'm seeing, at least what it feels like I'm playing people who are using mice. The graphics have really improved on this game from what I remember, and I haven't played this game probably in 2 years or so or more, and I'm digging it. It's actually taken up most of my time in the last few days, actually ever since it kind of got released. Haven't had as much time to play anything though, but anyway, I play a lot of World of Tanks, and this has actually replaced that. So anyway, the Spitfire Seafang, which is really what this video is kind of about, is excellent. It is very maneuverable, just like most Spitfires are, but it also has a nice ability to get out of there when it has to. It's a nice powerful engine. This is the first game I actually ever played in this, and there are no mods on it. I forgot even to load up with any kind of tanks to fire retardant or repair kits or anything like that, and I don't know if I got lucky, but things were going pretty well. The trick to any game like this, any flight simulator, is about situational awareness. Not always about having the biggest guns or the most powerful plane. It's about knowing where to be at the right time. And the way I play games like this is I am not always in the thick of the battle. I get into it eventually, but I kind of stick on the outskirts. I look for people's weaknesses and I capitalize on them. Like in this case, I had already tacked one bomber group and paid the price for it. Got knocked down pretty heavily. Right now what I'm doing is going to repair that base like I told you before. What I prefer to do is actually, I don't like mixing it up with AI. The game is different now. They're AI over the bases. They actually work really well together. If you are not careful and you're focused on one, they'll shoot you in the back and tear you up. They actually play better than a lot of the people play in certain situations. But I prefer to shoot down people. You can respawn up to 3 times in this new game, and if you kill that one person 3 times, they're out of the game. So I always like to focus on the people, and it feels more fun to actually have an actual target. You'll reach a point in the game where you can't respawn anymore, even if you haven't been killed. There's something called a squall line that comes in the last few minutes of the game. Once that comes in, you can't respawn. So if you can kill anybody else, they're not going to come back into the battle. So even if you're behind on points, as far as taking bases and things like that, you can still win the game if you kill all of their players. So that's it. Right now, what I'm doing is taking advantage of these people. Okay. What happened is I look for people who are wasting their energy. They use their boost up. He's about to stall out. That other guy who I just took out on the right, I saw him stalling. So when he's weak on power, and I know I have more power, then I can take advantage of that. And that's what I do. I look for weaknesses all the time. This plane, he's used up all of his power. You can tell he's starting to slow down in the turn. And accurate fire is what it's all about. And you can just tear him to pieces. I'm going to roll in on a bomber right now. And pretty much consistent hits. I can't always kill attack planes in one pass. Most guns can't do that. So I'm not greedy. I'm just going to take him out, do enough damage to him, knock his engine out, and let my guys finish up on him. But I still will get a majority of that kill because I did most of the damage to him. So now is really targets of opportunity. I'm down low, so that means I'm more vulnerable. I prefer to get up higher, but I just don't have a chance. Right now I'm just focusing on staying alive and protecting this base. So right now we have some attack bombers rolling in, and a frontal attack is good. It's safe. You can't get attacked, but you have to be very careful. They're very heavily armed. They have machine guns that can tear you up from the rear, so you do not want to just sit on their back unless you know you're going to take them out. So I switched targets here, and I've adjusted to attack this other one on an oblique angle so I can take him. He can't do anything to me, and then I'm going to switch over to the other guy and hit him in the rear. He's been damaged by some anti-aircraft fire and a little bit of damage from me earlier, and he will go down quickly. So I am doing pretty well right now. Okay, trying to get my energy back, so I'm increasing my altitude. There's different ways to play these games. Right now, something called boom and zoom. That's where you get up high and you dive down on your targets. Typically, you want to do that against very maneuverable targets like Zeros. Okay, here's another guy. He's coming in very vulnerable in a very heavy plane, but it doesn't matter. He's not a bomber. And I'm just going to chew him up. Accurate fire. He's not moving, not adjusting. I don't think it would have saved him if he did anyway, honestly. And then I'm just rolling out, checking in on my next target, and moving on to him. And I'm going to climb. And that is a BF-109Z, which is a 2-hull, 2-engine BF or Messerschmitt. If he would have kept straight, he would have been okay, but he decides to get cocky and turn into my fire, and I'm just gonna tear him up. Boom. And he's dead. Okay, now rolling in. I would prefer to get some altitude, but I just haven't had time. I just keep having targets roll in on me. Another target coming in, attack bomber, took him out. And now we have lost the repair base, so I got to get some altitude here. I don't use my boost. I don't waste it on getting altitude. Typically, I use my boost to escape. So right now what I'm doing, I'm trying to roll in on targets that are wasting their energy. I don't think I can get this guy, but he doesn't quite stall out, but he comes down to me. He comes into my range, and I'm just going to finish him off. Yeah. So that's what you do. You look for weaknesses and vulnerabilities. You don't always have to be in the thick of things to do really well. A lot of times I attack players who are engaged with in attacking my other partners who I play with. Typically I'm able to save them, but I will get that kill, and I have nothing at risk. You just have to watch what's going on around you to make sure that you don't overcommit. If you see somebody rolling in on you, you have to either be ready to run or turn in on them or do something like that. So anyway, right now we're going for that central base. We got more bombers coming in, and actually I don't think this is a bomber. I don't have my zoom up. Oh, he's a jet. So he hit it, and he's turning into me. He doesn't see me because he's focused on something else. So I'm going to lead the target and fire a burst on him and take him out. This plane is very good at that, and I have to be careful here. I got a meteor who's trying to take me out, and the game is just about over. So I'm going to use this mountain to kind of scrape him off. He can't turn as fast as I am. When he scrapes off, or when he backs off of me, I'm going to reverse on him, try to take him out. I don't quite have enough time to finish him off. If I would have had about half a second more, it would have killed him. But it was pretty close. But it was a pretty good game. It's a 300,000 point game. I believe over 10,000 experience. Hey, if you like this video, I'm going to make more. And give me a thumbs up and a like. And subscribe if you liked everything. And I will try to make more videos. That is all. Thank you for watching.